on day 10 now. It's amazing. It just goes by so fast, doesn't it? It's a lot of hard work. You're doing a great job. We're in Numbers chapter 2. Let's just jump right into the word today. Chapter 2. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "The Israelites are to camp around the tent of meeting, some distance from it, each of them under their standard and holding the banners of their family. On the east, toward the sunrise, the divisions of the camp of Judah are to encamp under their standard. The leader of the people of Judah is Nahashon, son of Amminadab. His division numbers 74,600. Verse 5. The tribe of Issachar will encamp next to them. The leader of the people of Issachar is Nathaniel, son of Zuar. His division numbers 54,400. The tribe of Zebulun will be next. The leader of the people of Zebulun is Eliab, son of Helon. His division numbers are 57,400. All the men assigned to the camp of Judah, according to their divisions, number 186,400. They will set out first. Verse 10. On the south they will be divisions of the camp of Reuben, under their standard. Of the leader of the people of Reuben is Elizur, son of Shedur. His division numbers 46,500. The tribe of Simeon will camp next to them. The leader of the people of Simeon is Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai. His division numbers 59,300. The tribe of Gad will be next. The leader of the people of Gad is Eliasaph, son of Duel. His division numbers 45,650. All the men assigned to the camp of Reuben, according to their divisions, number 151,450. They will set out second. Verse 17. Then the tent of meeting and the camp of the Levites will set out in the middle of the camps. They will set out in the same order as they encamp, each in their own place, under their standard. Verse 18. On the west will be the divisions of the camp of Ephraim, under their standard. The leader of the people of Ephraim is Elishama, son of Ammihud. His division numbers 40,500. The tribe of Manasseh will be next to them. The leader of the people of Manasseh is Gamaliel, son of Pedahzur. His division numbers 32,200. Verse 22. The tribe of Benjamin will be next. The leader of the people of Benjamin is Abidan, son of Gideoni. His division numbers 35,400. All the men assigned to the camp of Ephraim, according to their numbers, their divisions, in number 108,100. They will set out third. On the north will be the divisions of the camp of Dan under their standard. The leader of the people of Dan is Ahazir, son of Ammishaddai. His division numbers 62,700. Verse 27. The tribe of Asher will camp next to them. The leader of the people of Asher is Pagil, son of Okran. His division number is 41,500. The tribe of Naphtali will be next. The leader of the people of Naphtali is Ahira, son of Enan. His division numbers 53,400. All the men assigned to the camp of Dan number 157,600. They will set out last, under their standards. Verse 32. These are the Israelites accounted according to their families. All the men of the camps in their divisions, by their divisions, number 603,550. The Levites, however, were not counted along with the other Israelites, as the Lord commanded Moses. So the Israelites did everything the Lord commanded to Moses. That is the way they encamped under their standards, and that is the way that they set out. Each of them will have their clan and family. Chapter 3. This is the account of the family of Aaron and Moses, at the time the Lord spoke to Moses at Mount Sinai. The names of the sons of Aaron were Nadab, the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Those were the names of Aaron's two sons, the anointed priests who were ordained to serve as priests. Nadab and Abihu, however, died before the Lord when they made an offering. Turn 2 pages. With unauthorized fire before him in the desert of Sinai. They had no sons. So Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests during the lifetime of their father Aaron. The Lord said to Moses, "Bring the tribe of Levi and present them to Aaron, the priest, to assist him. They are to perform duties for him, for the whole community at the tent of meeting, by doing the work of the tabernacle. They are to take care of all the furnishings of the tent of meeting, fulfilling obligations of the Israelites by doing the work of the tabernacle. Give the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They are the Israelites who will be given wholly to him. Appoint Aaron and his sons to serve as priests. Anyone who approaches the sanctuary is to be put to death." Verse 11. The Lord also said to Moses, "I have taken the Levites from among the Israelites in place of the first male offspring of every Israelite woman. The Levites are mine, for all the firstborn are mine. When I struck down with the firstborn in Egypt, I set apart for myself the firstborn in Israel. Whether human or animal, they are to be mine. I am the Lord." Verse 14. The Lord said to Moses in the desert of Sinai, Count the Levites by their families and clans. Count out every male, a month old or more." So Moses counted them as he was commanded by the Lord, by the word of the Lord. These were the names of the sons of Levi: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Verse 18. These were the names of the Gershonite clans: Libni, Shimei. The Kolite clans: Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The Merarite clans: Mahli and Mushi. These were the Levite clans according to their families. To Gershon belonged the clans of the Libnites and the Shemites. These were the Gershonite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more were counted was 7,500. The Gershonite clans were to camp west, behind the tabernacle. The leader of the family of the Gershonites was Elisaph, son of Lael. At the tent of meeting, the Gershonites were responsible for the care of the tabernacle and tent, its coverings, the curtain at the entrance to the tent of meeting, and the curtains of the courtyard, and the curtain at the entrance of the courtyard surrounding the tabernacle and altar, and the ropes, and everything related to their use. So to Kolath belonged the clans of the Amorites, the Izharites, the Hebronites, and the Uzalites. These were the Kohathalite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more was 8,600. The Kohlites were responsible for the care of the sanctuary. The Kohathite clans were to camp at the south of the tabernacle. The leader of the families of the Kohathite clans was Elizaphan, son of Uziel, and they were responsible for the care of the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the articles of the sanctuary used under ministering, the curtain, and everything related to their use. The chief leader of the Levites was Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest. He was appointed over those who were responsible to care for the care of the sanctuary. Verse 33. To Merari belonged the clans of the Mahlites and the Mushites. These were the Merarite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more were counted as 6,200. The leader of the families of the Merarite clans was Zuriel, son of Abihail, and they were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle. The Merarites were appointed to take care of the frames of the tabernacle, its crossbars, its posts, bases, all the equipment, and everything related to their use, as well as the posts of the surrounding courtyard, with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes. Verse 38. Moses and Aaron with his sons were to camp to the east of the tabernacle, toward the sunrise, in front of the tent of meeting. They were responsible for the care of the sanctuary on behalf of the Israelites. Anyone else who approached the sanctuary was to be put to death. The total number of Israelites counted at the Lord's command by Moses and Aaron according to their clans, including every male a month old or more, was 22,000. Verse 40. The Lord said to Moses, "Count all the firstborn males who are a month old or more, and make a list of their names. Take the Levites for me in place of all the firstborn of the Israelites, and the livestock of the Levites in place of all the firstborn of the livestock of the Israelites. I am the Lord." So Moses counted all the firstborn of the Israelites, as the Lord commanded him. The total number of the firstborn males a month old or more listed by name was 22,273. Verse 44. The Lord said to Moses, "Take the Levites in place of all the firstborn of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of their livestock. The Levites are to be mine. I am the Lord, to redeem 273 firstborn Israelites who exceed the number of Levites. Collect 5 shekels for each one, according to the sanctuary shekel, which weighs 20 gerahs. Give the money for the redemption of the additional Israelites to Aaron and his sons." Verse 49. So Moses collected the redemption money for those who exceeded the number redeemed by the Israelites. From the firstborn of Israelites he collected silver weighing 1,365 shekels, according to the sanctuary shekel. Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons, as he was commanded by the word of the Lord. Chapter 4. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Take a census of the Kohathite branch of the Levites, by their clans and families. Count all the men from 30 to 50 years of age who come to serve in the work of the tent of meeting. This is the work of the Kohathites at the tent of meeting and the care of the most holy things. When the camp is to move, Aaron and his sons are to go and take down the shielding curtain and put it over the ark of the covenant law. Then they are to cover the curtain with a durable leather, and spread a cloth of blue over that, and put the poles in place. Over the table of the presence they are to spread a blue cloth, and put it on the plates, dishes, and bowls, and the jars for the drink offerings. The bread that is continually there is to remain on it. They are to spread a scarlet cloth over them. The cover that with the durable leather, and the poles in place. Verse 9. They are to take a blue cloth and cover the lampstand that is for the light, together with its lamps, its wick trimmers and trays, and all its jars for the olive oil used to supply it. Then they are to wrap it all in its accessories in a covering of the durable leather, and to put it on a carry frame. Verse 11. Over the gold altar they are to spread a blue cloth over it, and cover that with durable leather, so that it puts and put the poles in place. They are to take all the articles used for ministering in the sanctuary and wrap them in a blue cloth, cover them with the durable leather, and put them on a carry frame. Verse 13. They are to remove the ashes from the bronze altar and spread a purple cloth over it. Then they are to place it on all the utensils used for ministering at the altar, including the fire pans, meat forks, shovels, and sprinkling bowls. Over it they are to spread a covering of the durable leather, and put the poles in place. After Aaron and his sons have finished covering the holy furnishings and all the holy articles, and when the camp is ready to move, only then are the Kohathites to come and do the carrying. But they must not touch the holy things, or they will die. The Kohathites are to carry those things that are in the tent of meeting. Verse 16. Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, is to have charge of the oil for the light, the fragrant incense, and the regular grain offering, and the anointing oil. He is to be in charge of the entire tabernacle and everything in it, including its holy furnishings and all articles. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "See that the Kohathite tribal clans are not destroyed among the Levites, so that they may live and not die when they come near the most holy things. Do this for them. Aaron and his sons are to go into the sanctuary and assign to each man his work and what he is to carry, but the Kohathites must not go in to look at the holy things, even for a moment, or they will die." Verse 21. The Lord said to Moses, "Take a census also of the Gershonites, by their families and their clans. Count all the men from 30 to 50 years of age who come to serve the work at the tent of meeting. This is the service of the Gershonite clans, in their carrying and their other work. They are to carry the curtains of the tabernacle, that is, the tent of meeting, its covering and its outer covering of durable leather, the curtains for the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard surrounding the tabernacle and altar, the curtain for the entrance to the courtyard, the ropes, and all the equipment used in the service of the tent. The Gershonites are to do all that needs to be done with these things. All their service, whether carrying or doing other work, is to be done under the direction of Aaron and his sons. You shall assign to them as their responsibility all they are to carry. This is the service of the Gershonite clans at the tent of meeting. Their duties are to be under direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron, the priest. Verse 29. Count the Merarites by their clans and families. Count all of them, all of the men from 30 to 15 years of age who are to come in, who come to serve in the work at the tent of meeting. As part of their service at the tent, they are to carry the frames of the tabernacle, its crossbars, posts, and bases, as well as the posts of surrounding courtyard, with their bases, tent pegs, ropes, and their equipment, and everything related to their use. Assign to each man the specific things he is to carry. This is the service of the Merarite clans, as they work at the tent of meeting under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron, the priest. Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of the community are counted the Kohathites by their clans and families. All the men from 30 to 50 years of age who came to serve in the work of the tent of meeting and counted by the clans were 2,750. This was the total of all those in the Kohathite clans who served at the tent of meeting. Moses and Aaron counted them according to the Lord's command through Moses. The Gershonites were counted by their clans and families. All the men from 30 to 50 years of age who came to serve in the work of the tent of meeting, counted by their clans and families, were 2,630. This was the total of those in the Gershonite clans who served at the tent of meeting. Moses and Aaron counted them according to the Lord's command. Verse 42. The Merarites were counted by their clans and families. All the men from 30 to 50 years of age who came to serve in the work of the tent of meeting, counted by their clans, were 3,200. This was the total of those in the Merarite clans. Moses and Aaron counted them according to the Lord's command through Moses. So Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of Israel counted all the Levites by their clans and families, and all the men from 30 to 50 years of age who came to do the work of serving and carrying the tent of meeting numbered 8,580. At the Lord's command through Moses, each was assigned to his work and told what to carry. Thus they were counted as the Lord commanded Moses. Chapter 5. The Lord said to Moses, "Command the Israelites to send away from the camp anyone who has a defiling skin disease or a discharge of any kind, who is ceremonially unclean because of a dead body. Send away male and female alike, and send them outside the camp, so that they will not defile their camp, where I dwell among them." The Israelites did so. They sent them outside of the camp. They did just as the Lord instructed Moses. Verse 5. The Lord said to Moses, "Say to the Israelites, any man or woman who wrongs another in any way, and is so unfaithful to the Lord, and so is faithful unto the Lord, is guilty, and must confess the sin they have committed. They must make full restitution for the wrong they have done, add a fifth of the value to it, and give it to the person they have wronged. But if that person has no close relative to whom restitution can be made for the wrong, the restitution belongs to the Lord, and it must be given to the priest, along with the ram, with which atonement is made for the wrongdoer. All sacred contributions to the Israelites bring to a priest. All sacred contributions the Israelites bring to a priest will belong to him. Sacred things belong to their owners, but what they give to the priest will belong to the priest. Verse 11. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, if a man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to him, so that another man has sexual relations with her, and is hidden from her husband, and her impurity is undetected, since there is no witness against her, and she has not been caught in the act, if the feelings of jealousy come over her husband, and he suspects his wife, and she is impure, or if he is jealous and suspects her even though she is not impure, he is then to take his wife to the priest. He must also take an offering of a tenth of an ephah of barley flour on her behalf. He must not pour olive oil on it, nor put incense on it, because its grain offering it is a grain offering for jealousy, a reminder offering to draw attention to wrongdoing. Verse 16. The priest shall bring her and have her stand before the Lord. Then he shall take some holy water in a clay jar and put some dust from the tabernacle floor in the water. After the priest has had the woman stand before the Lord, she shall loosen her hair and place in her hands the reminder offering, the grain offering for jealousy, while he himself holds the bitter water that brings a curse. Then the priest shall put the woman under oath by saying to her, if no other man has had sexual relations with you, and you have not gone astray and become impure while married to your husband, may this bitter water that brings a curse not harm you. Verse 20. But if you have gone astray while married to your husband, and you have made yourself impure by having sexual relations with a man other than your husband, here the priest is to put the woman under this curse. May the Lord cause you to become a curse among your people, when it makes your womb miscarry and your abdomen will swell. May this water that brings a curse under your body, so that your abdomen swells and your womb miscarries. Then the woman may say, Amen, so be it. Verse 23, the priest is to write these curses on a scroll and then wash them off into the bitter water. He then shall make the woman drink the water that brings a curse, and this water that brings a curse and causes the bitter suffering will enter her. The priest is to take from her hands the grain offering for jealousy and wave it before the Lord and bring it to the altar. The priest is then to take the handful of the grain offering as a memorial offering and burn it on the altar. After that he is to have the woman drink the water. If she has made herself impure and been unfaithful to her husband, this will be the result. When she is made to drink the water and that brings a curse and causes bitter suffering will enter her, her abdomen will swell and her womb will miscarry, and she will become a curse. If, however, the woman has not made herself impure but is clean, she will be cleared of guilt and will be able to have children. Verse 29. This, then, is the law of jealousy. When a woman goes astray and makes herself impure while married to her husband, or feelings of jealousy come over the man because he suspects his wife, the priest is to have her stand before the Lord and is to apply this entire law to her. The husband will be innocent of any wrongdoing, but the woman will bear the consequences of her sin. Chapter 6. The Lord said to Moses, bring the Israelites and say to them, if a man or a woman wants to make a special vow, a vow of dedication to the Lord as a Nazirite, they must abstain from wine and other fermented drink, and they must not drink vinegar made from wine or other fermented drink. They must not drink grape juice or eat grapes or raisins. As long as they remain under their Nazirite vow, they must not eat anything that comes from the grapevine, not even the seeds or skins. Verse 5. During the entire period of their Nazirite vow, no razor may be used on their head. They must be holy until the period of their dedication to the Lord is over. They must let their hair grow long. Verse 6. Throughout the period of their dedication to the Lord, the Nazirite must not go near a dead body, even if their own father or mother or brother or sister dies. They must not make themselves ceremonially unclean on account of them, because the symbol of their dedication to God is on their head. Throughout the period of their dedication, they are consecrated to the Lord. Verse 9. If someone dies suddenly in the Nazarite's presence, thus defiling the hair that symbolizes their dedication, they must shave their head on the seventh day, the day of their cleansing. And then on the eighth day they must bring 2 doves or 2 pigeons to the priest at the entrance of the tent of meeting. The priest is to offer one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering to make atonement for the Nazarite, because they sinned by being in the presence of the dead body. And that same day they are to consecrate their head again. They must rededicate themselves to the Lord for the same period of dedication, and must bring a year-old male lamb as a guilt offering. The previous days do not count, because they have become defiled during their period of dedication. Verse 13. Now, this is the law of the Nazarite, that when the period of their dedication is over, they are to be brought to the entrance of the tent of meeting, and they are to present their offerings to the Lord: a year-old male lamb without defect for a burnt offering, a year-old ewe lamb without defect or for a sin offering, a ram without defect for the fellowship offering, together with their grain offerings and drink offerings, and a basket of bread made with the finest flour without yeast, thick loaves with olive oil mixed in, and thin loaves with brushed with olive oil. Verse 16. The priest is to present all these before the Lord and make the sin offering and burnt offering. He is to present the basket of unleavened bread, and he is to sacrifice the ram as a fellowship offering to the Lord, together with its grain offering and drink offering. Verse 18. Then, at the entrance to the tent of meeting, the Nazarite must shave off the hair that symbolizes their dedication. They are to take the hair and put it in the fire that is under the sacrifice of the fellowship offering. After the Nazarite has shaved off the hair that symbolizes their dedication, the priest is to place in their hands a boiled shoulder of the ram, one thick loaf and one thin loaf from the basket, both made without yeast. The priest shall then wave these before the Lord as a wave offering. They are holy and belong to the priest, together with the breast that was waved and the thigh that was presented. After that the Nazarite may drink wine. Verse 21. This is the law of the Nazarite, who vows offerings to the Lord in accordance with their dedication. In addition to whatever else they can afford, they must fulfill the vows they have made, according to the law of the Nazarite. Verse 22. The Lord said to Moses, Tell Aaron and his sons, this is how you are to bless the Israelites. Say to them, The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord makes his face shine on you. Be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Verse 27. So they will put my name on the Israelites, and I will bless them. Chapter 7. When Moses finished setting the tabernacle, he appointed and consecrated it, and all its furnishings. He also anointed and consecrated the altar and all the utensils, and then the leaders of Israel, and the heads of the families who were tribal leaders in charge of those who were counted, made offerings, and they brought as their gifts before the Lord 6 covered carts and 12 oxen, and an oxen from each leader, and a cart from every 2. These they presented before the tabernacle. The Lord said to Moses, "Accept these from them, that they may be used in the work at the tent of meeting. Give them to the Levites as each man's work requires." Verse 6. So Moses took the carts and the oxen and gave them to the Levites. He gave 2 carts and 4 oxen to the Gershonites, as their work required, and he gave 4 carts and 8 oxen to the Merarites, and as their work required. They are all on They were all under the direction of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. But Moses did not give any of the Kohathites, because they were to carry on their shoulders the holy things for which they were responsible. That's in the middle of the tabernacle. Those are the most holy things. I want to pause for just a minute. See, if you've noticed through Leviticus, we had gold things in the most holy place, and then we had silver things on the outside of that holy place, and then we had bronze things on the perimeter. So you have a gradient of holiness that God is, and I just wanted to point that out. So let's keep reading. Verse 10. When the altar was anointed, the leaders brought their offerings for its dedication and presented them before the altar. For the Lord had said to Moses, Each day 1 leader is to bring his offering for the dedication of the altar. The one who brought his offering first was Nachshon, the son of Amminadab, of the tribe of Judah. Verse 13. This offering was one silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, according to the weight of the sanctuary shekel, which each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering. 1 dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense. 1 bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, and 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old, to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Nachshon, son of Amminadab. On the 2nd day, Nathanael, son of Zuar, the leader of Issachar, brought his offering. The offering he brought was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering. 1 dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense. 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 female lambs a year old, to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Nathanael, son of Zuar. 24. On the 3rd day, Eliab, son of Helon, the leader of the people of Zebulun, brought his offering. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering. 1 gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense. 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering. 1 male goat for a sin offering. 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 female goats a year old, to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Eliab, son of Helon. Verse 30. On the 4th day, Elizur, son of Shedur, the leader of the people of Reuben, brought this offering. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, 1 gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, and 1 bull, 1 ram and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 female lambs, a year old, to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Elizur, son of Shedeur. Verse 36. On the 5th day, Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai, the leader of the people of Simeon, brought his offering. Verse 37. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour, mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, 1 gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai. Verse 42. On the 6th day, Eliasaph, son of Deuel, the leader of the people of Gad, brought his offering. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, 1 dish weighing 10 shekels filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs for a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Eliasaph, son of Deuel. Verse 48. On the 7th day, Elishama, son of Amihud, the leader of the people of Ephraim, brought his offering. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, 1 gold dish weighing 10 shekels filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb for a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Elishama, son of Ammihud. Verse 54. On the 8th day, Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, the leader of the people of Manasseh, brought his offering. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour, mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, 1 gold dish weighing 10 shekels filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male goat 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offer of Gamaliel, son of Pedahazur. Verse 60. On the 9th day, Abidan, son of Gideoni, the leader of the people of Benjamin, brought his offering. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, 1 dish weighing 10 shekels filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering. The 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Abidan, son of Gideoni. Verse 66. On the 10th day, Ahzir, son of Ammishaddai, the leader of the people of Dan, brought his offering. His offering was one silver plate weighing 130 shekels, one silver sprinkling bowl, weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour and mixed with olive oil as a grain offering. One gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, one young bull, one ram, and one male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Ahizir, son of Ammishaddai. Verse 72. On the 11th day, Pagiel, son of Okran, the leader of the people of Asher, brought his offering. His offering was one silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and one silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour, mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, one gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, one young bull, one ram, and one male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Pagiel, son of Okran. Verse 78. This is a long chapter. On the 12th day, Ahizir, son of Enan, the leader of the people of Naphtali, brought his offering. His offering was one silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and one silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour, mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, one dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, one young bull, one ram, and one male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Ahira, son of Enan. Verse 84. These were the offerings of the Israelite leaders for the dedication of the altar when it was anointed: 12 silver plates, 12 silver sprinkling bowls, and 12 gold dishes, each silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and each sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels. Altogether, the silver dishes weighed 2,400 shekels, according to the sanctuary shekel. Now, I'm going to pause right there again for a second. They got all of this metal when they raided they didn't raid them when they asked the Egyptians for their offerings. They got their earrings and all that stuff, and that's what they made all this stuff out of. Verse 86, the 12 gold dishes filled with incense weighing 10 shekels each according to the sanctuary shekel. Altogether the gold dishes weighed 120 shekels. The total number of animals for the burnt offering came to 12 young bulls, 12 rams, and 12 male lambs a year old. Together with their grain offering, 12 male goats were used for the sin offering. The total number of animals for the sacrifice of the fellowship offering came to 24 oxen, 60 rams, 60 male goats, and 60 male lambs a year old. These were the offerings for the dedication of the altar after it was anointed. Verse 89. Then Moses entered the tent of meeting to speak with the Lord. he heard the voice speaking to him from between the two cherubim above the atonement cover of the ark of the covenant law. In this way the Lord spoke to him. Chapter 8. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to Aaron and say to him, when you set up the lamps, see that all 7 light up the area in front of the lampstand." Aaron did so. He set up the lamps so that they faced forward on the lampstand, just as the Lord commanded Moses. This is how the lampstand was made. It was all made of hammered gold. Its base was from its base to its blossoms. The mirrored gold from its base to its blossoms. The lampstand was made exactly like the pattern in the Lord had shown Moses. Verse 5. The Lord said to Moses, "Take the Levites from among the Israelites and make them ceremonially clean. To purify them, do this: sprinkle water of cleansing on them. Then have them shave their whole bodies and wash their clothes, so that they will purify themselves, having them take a young bull with its grain offering of the finest flour mixed with olive oil. You are to take the second young bull for a sin offering. Bring the Levites to the front of the tent of meeting, and assemble the whole Israelite community. You are to bring the Levites before the Lord, and the Israelites are to lay their hands on them. Aaron is to present the Levites before the Lord as a wave offering from the Israelites, so that they may be ready to do the work of the Lord. Then the Levites are to lay their hands on the heads of the bulls, using one for a sin offering to the Lord and the other for a burnt offering to make atonement for the Levites. Have the Levites stand in front of Aaron and his sons, and then present them as a wave offering to the Lord. In this way you are to set the Levites apart from one another, from the other Israelites, and the Levites will be mine." Verse 15. After you have purified the Levites and presented them as a wave offering, they are to come to their work at the tent of meeting. They are Israelites who are given wholly to me. That's holy with a W. Holy. I have taken them as my own in place of the firstborn male offspring from every Israelite woman. Every firstborn male in Israel, whether human or animal, is mine. When I struck down all the firstborn in Egypt, I set them apart for myself, and I have taken the Levites in place of all firstborn sons of Israel. From among the Israelites I have given the Levites as gifts to Aaron and his sons to do the work at the tent of meeting on behalf of the Israelites, and make atonement for them, so that no plague will strike the Israelites when they go near the sanctuary. Verse 20. Moses and Aaron and the whole Israelite community did with the Levites just as the Lord commanded Moses. The Levites purified themselves and washed their clothes, and Aaron presented them as a wave offering before the Lord and made atonement to purify them. After that, the Levites came to their work at the tent of meeting under the supervision of Aaron and his sons. They did with the Levites just as the Lord commanded Moses. Verse 23. The Lord said to Moses, "This applies to the Levites. Men 25 years old or more shall come to take part in the work at the tent of meeting, but at the age of 50 they must retire from their regular service and work no longer. They may assist their brothers in performing their duties at the tent of meeting, but they themselves must not do the work. This, then, is how they are to assign the responsibilities of the Levites." Chapter 9. The Lord spoke to Moses in the desert of Sinai in the first month of the second year, after they came out of Egypt, and he said, have the Israelites celebrate the Passover at the appointed time. Celebrate celebrated at the appointed time at twilight on the 14th day of this month, in accordance with all its rules and regulations. So Moses told the Israelites to celebrate the Passover, and they did so in the desert of Sinai at twilight on the 14th day of the first month. The Israelites did everything just as the Lord commanded. But some of them could not celebrate the Passover on that day because they were ceremonially unclean on account of a dead body. So they came to Moses and Aaron at the same time and said, Moses, we have become unclean because of a dead body. But why should we be kept from presenting the Lord's offering with the other Israelites at the appointed time? Verse 8, Moses answered them, Wait until I find out what the Lord commands concerning you. Then the Lord said to Moses, Tell the Israelites, when any of you, your descendants, are unclean because of a dead body, or are away on a journey, they are still to celebrate the Lord's Passover, but they are to do it on the 14th day of the second month at twilight. They are to eat the lamb together with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They must not leave any of it until tomorrow morning, or break any of its bones. When they celebrate the Passover, they must follow the regulations. But if anyone who is ceremonially clean and not on a journey fails to celebrate the Passover, they must be cut off from the people for not presenting the Lord's offering at the appointed time. They will bear the consequences of their sin. Verse 14, a foreigner residing among you is also to celebrate the Lord's Passover in accordance with its rules and regulations. You must have the same regulations for both the foreigner and the native born. Verse 15, on the day the tabernacle, the tent of the covenant law, was set up, the cloud covered it. From the evening until morning, the cloud was above the tabernacle. It looked like fire. That is how it continued to be. The cloud covered it at night, and it looked like fire. Whenever the cloud lifted above the tent, the Israelites set out wherever they could settle, and the Israelites encamped. Verse 18, at the Lord's command, the Israelites set out, and as it is commanded, at his command they encamped. As long as they could stay over the tabernacle, they remained in the camp. When the cloud remained over the tabernacle a long time, the Israelites obeyed the Lord's order and did not set out. Verse 20, sometimes the cloud was over the tabernacle only a few days. At the Lord's command they would encamp. Then at his command they would set out. Sometimes the cloud stayed only from evening until morning. And when it lifted in the morning, they would set out, whether by day or by night. Whenever the cloud lifted, they set out. Whenever the cloud stayed above the tabernacle for 2 days, or a month, or a year, the Israelites would remain in camp and not set out. But when it lifted, they would set out. At the Lord's command, they encamped, and the Lord's command they set out. They obeyed the Lord's order in accordance with his command through Moses. I was thinking about this, just pause for a second. I was thinking about this the other day, or maybe it's been over a while. I think about this, the way that they had this set up. I mean, every Levite has a job. So whenever this cloud lifts up and they move, we're talking about 40 years of them doing this. They're doing this the whole time. But this, they were so militaristic, I mean, I'm sure that the military, all good militaries of the world have read this in the Bible. They have studied this to learn how, I guarantee the American military is like this. That everybody has one job, and that's part of this, So you go grab your thing. The Levites, the Kohathites have to carry the stuff on their shoulder. The guys who have the walls, the canvas, and they roll those up and pack them on the things. But whenever they pick up, it's quick. And then they pack up and they go to wherever they follow this cloud wherever it's going, the cloud of the Lord, and whenever it rests in the perfect spot, and everybody goes to and puts his thing down, and they couldn't touch the gold or anything, especially in the Holy of Holies. They would just go, they'd set up the tent, and they had a system, and they couldn't mess up or else they would die. If you don't die, you're really gonna do it. You're really gonna do a good job, or a good job if you know you're gonna die if you do it wrong. Um, I'm sure they had hiccups along the way, but they didn't drop the. Okay, let's just keep going. Chapter 10. The Lord said to Moses, "Make 2 trumpets out of hammered silver and use them for calling the community together, and for having the camp set out. When both are surrounded, the whole community is to assemble before you at the entrance to the tent of meeting. If only one is sounded, the leaders of the heads of clans of Israel are to assemble before you. When a trumpet blast is sounded, the tribes camping on the east are to set out. At the sounding of the second blast, the camps on the south are to set out. The blast will be a signal for the setting out. To gather the assembly, blow the trumpets, but not with the signal for setting out." Verse 8. The sons of Aaron, the priests, who are to blow the trumpets. This is to be a lasting ordinance for you and the generations to come. When you go into battle in your own land against an enemy who is oppressing you, sound the blast on the trumpets. Then you will be remembered by the Lord your God and rescued from your enemies. So also at your enemies' times of rejoicing, your appointed festivals and the new moon feasts, you are to sound the trumpets over your burnt offerings and fellowship offerings, and they will be a memorial for you before your God. I am the Lord your God. Verse 11. On the 20th day of the 2nd month of the 2nd year, the cloud lifted from above the tabernacle of the covenant law. Then the Israelites set out from the desert of Sinai and traveled from place to place until the cloud came to rest in the desert of Paran. They set out for this first time at the Lord's command through Moses. The division of the camp of Judah went first under their standard. Nahshon, son of Amminadab, was in command, and Nathaniel, son of Zuar, was over the division of the tribe of Issachar. And Eliab, the son of Helon, was over the division of the tribe of Zebulun. When the tabernacle was taken down, and the Gershonites and Merarites who carried it set out. Verse 18. The divisions of the camp of Reuben went next under their standard. The Eliezer, son of Shedur, was in command. Shelemiel, son of Zurishaddai, was over the division of the tribe of Simeon, and Elisaph, son of Duel, was over the division of the tribe of Gad. And the Kohathites set out carrying the holy things. The tabernacle was to be set up before they arrived. The divisions of the encampment of the camp of Ephraim went next under their standard. Elishama, son of Ammihud, was in command. Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, was over the division of the tribe of Manasseh, and Abidan, son of Gideoni, was over the division of the tribe of Benjamin. Finally, as the rear guard for all the units of the divisions of the camp of Dan set out under their standard, Ahzir, son of Ammishaddai, was in command. Pagiel, son of Okran, was over the division of the tribe of Asher, and Ahira, son of Enan, was over the division of the tribe of Naphtali. This was the order of march for the Israelite divisions as they set out. Verse 29, Now Moses said to Hobab, son of Ruel, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, We are setting out for the place in which the Lord said, I will give to you. Come with us, and we will treat you well, for the Lord has promised good things to Israel. He answered, No, I will not go. I'm going back to my own land and to my own people. Verse 31, But Moses said, Please do not leave us. You know where we should camp in the wilderness, and you can be our eyes. If you come with us, we will share with you whatever good things the Lord gives us. Verse 33, So they set out from the mountain of the Lord, and they traveled for 3 days. And the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them during those 3 days, to find them a place to rest. The cloud of the Lord was over them by day, and when they set out from the camp. Whenever the ark set out, Moses said, Rise up, Lord. May your enemies be scattered, and may your foes flee before you. Whenever it came to rest, he said, Return, Lord, to the countless thousands of Israel. Chapter 11. Now the people complained about their hardships in the hearing of the Lord, and when he heard them, his anger was aroused. For then fire from the Lord burned among them and consumed some of the outskirts of the camp. When the people cried out to Moses, he prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down, so that place was called Tabernacle, because fire from the Lord had burned among them. Verse 4. The rabble within them began to crave other food, and again the Israelites started wailing and said, If we only had meat to eat! We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost, also cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. But now we have lost our appetite. We never see anything but this manna. Verse 7. The manna was like coriander seed, and it looked like resin. The people went around gathering it on the ground in a hand mill or crushed in a mortar, and they cooked a pot or made it into loaves, and it tasted like something made with olive oil. When the dew settled on the camp at night, the manna also came down. Verse 10, Moses heard the people of every family wailing at the entrance to their tents. The Lord became exceedingly angry, and Moses was troubled. He asked the Lord, Why have you brought this trouble on your servant? What have I done to displease you, that you put the burden of all these people on me? Did I conceive all these people? Did I give them birth? Why do you tell me to carry them in my arms as a nurse carries an infant to the land you promised an oath to their ancestors? Where can I get meat for all these people? They keep wailing to me, Give us meat! I cannot carry these people by myself. The burden is too heavy for me. If this is how you're going to treat me, please just go ahead and kill me. If I have found favor in your eyes, and do not let me face my own ruin. Verse 16. The Lord said to Moses, Bring me 70 of Israel's elders who are known to you as leaders and officials among the people. Have them come to the tent of meeting, and they may stand there with you. I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take some of the power of the Spirit that is on you and put it on them. And they will share the burden of the people with you, so that you will not have to carry it alone. Verse 18, Tell the people, Consecrate yourselves in preparation for tomorrow. Then they will eat meat. And the Lord heard you when you wailed, If only we had meat to eat. But sorry, we were better off in Egypt. Now the Lord will give you meat, and you will eat it. And you will not eat it for just 1 day, or 2 days, or 5, or 10, or 20 days, but for a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils, and you will loathe it, because you have rejected the Lord who is among you, and have wailed before him, saying, Why did we ever leave Egypt? Verse 21. But Moses said, Here I am among 600,000 men on foot, and you say, I will give them meat to eat for a whole month. Would they have enough? Would they have enough if flocks and herds were slaughtered for them? Would they have enough if all the fish in the sea were caught for them? The Lord answered Moses, Is the Lord's arm too short? Now you'll see whether or not what I say will come true for you. So Moses went out and told the people what the Lord had said. He brought together 70 of their elders and had them stand around the tent. Then the Lord came down in a cloud and spoke to him, and he took some of the power of the Spirit that was on him and put it on the 70 elders. And when the Spirit rested on them, they prophesied, but did not do so again. However, 2 men, whose names were Eldad and Medad, had remained in the camp, and they were listening among the elders, and did not go out to the tent. The Spirit also rested on them, and they prophesied in the camp. A young man ran and told Moses, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. Joshua, son of Nun, who had been Moses' aide since youth, spoke up and said, Moses, my Lord, stop them. Verse 29, but Moses replied, Are you jealous for my sake? I wish that all the Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord would put his Spirit on them. And Moses and the elders of Israel returned to the camp. Verse 31, now a wind went out from the Lord and drove quail in from the sea, and it scattered them up to 2 cubits deep all around the camp, as far as the day's walk in any direction. All that day and night, and all day the next day, the people went out and gathered quail. No one gathered less than 10 omers. But then they spread them out all around the camps. But while the meat was still between their teeth, and before it could be consumed, the anger of the Lord burned against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague. Therefore the place was named Kibroth Hattava, because there they buried the people who craved other food. From Kibroth Hattava, the people traveled to Hazeroth and stayed there. Well, that's it for today. I was thinking when they were talking about the wave offering for the Israelites, I was thinking about a time when I was it was a parade. I think it was a parade. But there was a guy that was waving an American flag. And I was feeling pretty strong that day. But he was really skinny, a little short guy. He was a full-grown man, but he was small and skinny. And I was like, man, this is too funny. And I just went up behind him, and he was waving his American flag, and he was too short to get it up high. So I went up behind him, and I picked him up. And I picked him way up, and I was thinking about that as the wave offering. And I waved him back and forth like that. It was funny. I was thinking, I love the Bible. I love it. You guys have a great, wonderful day. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.